catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project cause conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Bow to messiahs. Past life flash right by us. Spiking food so you can't digest. I can't digress. Shining on vampires who can't process. The moon over campfires. We on the move, breaking rules. No, they can't tie us. Can't buy us. Manila envelope deniers. Control times, haters still clocking. Got dirty Moors trying to resurrect the chauffeur of the real prophet. They trying to get the profit like a dollar sign in brackets. Game of tennis, nigga. I'm just here to make the racket. These crooked governments got royalties and cuffs, and all we got is nationality. Like art inside a gallery, so pardon my mentality. Bloodline stretching like an empire. That's all the way from Barbary to Tartary. My mind's ecclesiastic. Prophets show me proofs inside the circle 7. Asiatic, we not Negro, black or colored. Bone thugging, not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project cause conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition. Backed off all this competition, they don't got this kind of vision. No, these are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
7 in the quadrants, G between the compass squares. Samson between Boaz and Yoakum. Never scared, ships arrive in thousands. We are not alone the way some think. I think they are not us but clones. Looking up drones, staring back. Got track 5G phones, implants, check their heads and their backs. Adam's apple big, what kind of female is that? Eyes color change like a chameleon. Plus underway tracks. Wires sticking out, cyborg holes, Miss Frankenstein. No protection needed, self-lubricating vagina. So anthropomorphic, can go for more dick than he can give it. An android goes livid. Skynet is NSA, surveillance is global. Since refusal to be noble, force creed is Constantinople. Force GMO, nanotech, air clouds. Sound weapons, heart attack guns for non-social distance crowds.
Bone thugging, not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project cause conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition. Backed off all this competition, they don't got this kind of vision. No, these are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, deja vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no clue I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, the stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death of the slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astro plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a law lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death of his slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. VA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. Won't let go prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the pull, magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book, all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wander in the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense and Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Islam, Moors. Islam. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for all that he's done. Honors to all the master teachers who came and taught us what's up. Because the master teachers taught us what's up. Master teacher taught us what's up. Right? So, happy holy day to all the Moors. I already know it's Mother Day. Honors to all the mothers worldwide. Give thanks to you. I got distracted, but if you have any questions, put it in the chat in all caps. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat in all caps. There has to be a clear perspective in order for Moorish nationality and birthrights to work. If you're not clear, stuff's not going to work. So we keep getting sent all the stuff. Now we're here in Moorish American travel document, sending around pictures with certain prominent people in the Moorish movement holding a Moorish American travel document and making it look as if he's sanctioning them. Making it look as if he's giving the thumbs up to go buy your birthrights from some people who are selling some Moorish American stuff that's made in China. Are you guys fucking dumb? How are you a Moorish American, but your identification itself comes from China? Are you dumb? How dumb are you? How dumb are you? Matter of fact, everybody who's part of Moorish consular court, and that's what they're claiming, they should have one of those travel documents. Go ask them where's theirs at. Anybody who says, I'm Moorish consular court and I'm with Moorish consular court, okay, fine. Let me see your Moorish American travel document. The high quality, you know what I mean, travel document for the Moors, because nobody made one like this ever before, and the pages feel like a real passport and the cover feels like a real passport, so this is going to be our identification. But that came from China though. I thought you were Moorish American. Shouldn't your own be making your stuff for you? Like how? How? You're over here, but your identification comes from somewhere else where you're not at. And the place where it's coming from, they already have history of what they do to their people. Right? That's some of the places where when you want to talk about martial law and dictatorship and stuff like that, some of those places are the first places that we're dealing with that patriarchal stuff. But yeah, you know, they've been not respecting their women. You can just watch the kung fu movies and shit. They've been not respecting their women. So for them to be the ones to say, oh yeah, sure, we'll make you or whatever, and then you're going with it, as if somebody other than yourself could make your identification. Does that even make sense? Think about it. Does that make sense? Does it make sense that your identification that says you're Moorish American is made in China? And this is not no picking sides and all this stuff or whatever like that. Or there's a side and they're on that side, and who's really the ones that we should be following. This is not about following. This is about knowledge and knowing what this is about. Knowing what this is about. Right? And again, who are these people? Who are these people? Where did this guy come from? Where was he in 2008? Where was he 2009? 2010? 2011? 2012? 13? 14? 15? 16? 17? 2018? Somebody's popping up that they got the document that's gonna make you really let these people know who you are, as if they don't already know. And then you could buy that from us because it's high quality and we have all the pictures of all the Negroes in there that we love. But we're putting the call out for all the people who say that they have that. Just pull up your stamps of where you went using that. Just remember, Moors, and I could vouch for everybody in the chat or whatever like that, anybody who claims, especially the people who are really pushing it, like this is where it's at, okay, pull up your Moorish American travel document and show us where the stamps are of where you went using that. Because anytime you pass a border, they give you a stamp. They've been doing that for years. So we don't want to hear any BS about any sovereign BS, and you didn't have to show it and they didn't have to stamp it or none of that crap. Put it on the record where you went using the Moorish American travel document. I could pull out a Canadian passport and show you where I went. And I don't even have to do that. I could just talk to Moors in the chat who I went and checked them personally, and they'll let you know, yeah, Cujo came across the border. Whatever fictitious meaning they have for a border, right? And passport. And all this stuff that people are not really paying attention to, right? Now they're going to say again, right? If it's a document, if it's a document that's supposed to be yours, this is yours, and somebody else is making it for you, someone else is making it for you. It's not an issue that somebody else is making it for you. It's that they're not even where you're at. How's someone in United States or Canada making identification for people somewhere else in the world? Find me somewhere else where they do that at. Right? So, none of the more said in the chat, passport. Let's look that up. Because the point that we're showing this is that if that's a quote-unquote travel document, why does it look like a passport? If it's a travel document for Moors, and you got leeway to make absolutely anything for Moors to use as an identification, and you're making something looking like a passport, when there's Moors who been traveling, it's not about the document that you have. It's about, did you get to your destination? You're under occupation right now. You're telling me you're going to go buy some fake passport from some guy in China. You're going to go buy a fake passport from a guy in China, right? And then use it, and let's just say it works. What did you do? You want, like we told the other more, you want some doggy biscuits because you crossed the border with a travel document? That's what you want? What are you doing? What did you do with it? That's the question. When you took your nationality and put it on that passport, that travel document or whatever, and you went wherever you said you wanted to go because you're a Moor and you could use your own identification, all right, so you used your own identification and you went to wherever. What did you do there? That's what we want to know. Were you doing something for the nation there, or were you there going over there to shake your ass? Go talk with the little local girls and all that stuff. What are you really going there for? Just going there to sit on the beach and laze around. You could do that anywhere. You need a passport to go get some sun somewhere, sit on a beach. You could do that up and down North America. What, you want to see monuments? Oh, you can go to monuments here. You ain't got to need no passport to go whatever. You don't need no document to prove that this and that. That's not who the individual is. The individual isn't that document. The individual is not the piece of paper. The individual is not the card. The whole game is because the bottom line is you have to pass. But they're never going to go there. They're going to keep you in passport, not realizing that passport is a compound word. A passport is really for passing the port. When we're talking about ports, then that means ships. So what do you mean on the land you need something? But that's how, when the different levels of where the dumb down, right? Like we already know the people who don't know anything. Okay, now we're talking about the people who know stuff. They're going to say, travel document. But that travel document is representative of a court. That's not identification that's from a nation. That's from a Moorish court that makes that documentation. Now, if their documentation works so good, and you can take this and you can show this anywhere and go anywhere, how come they haven't announced that Moors can bring suits against these criminals who are violating the rights of the people to them, since they're a court? Let's just do this passing the port first. Pass. Permission to pass. A license to go or come. A certificate emanating from authority wherein it is declared that a designated person is permitted to go beyond certain boundaries which without such authority he could not lawfully pass. Also, a ticket issued by a railroad or other transportation company authorizing a designated person to travel free on its lines between certain points for a limited time. Pass, verb, to utter or pronounce, as when the court passes sentence upon a prisoner. Also to proceed, to be rendered or given, as when judgment is said to pass for the plaintiff in a suit. In legislative parlance, a bill or resolution is said to pass when it is agreed to or enacted by the House, or when the body has sanctioned its adoption by the requisite majority of votes. In the same circumstances, the body is said to pass the bill or motion. When an auditor appointed to examine into any account certifies that their correctness, he is said to pass them. They pass through the examination without being detained or sent back for inaccuracy or imperfection. The term also means to examine into anything and then authoritatively determine the disputed questions which it involves. In this sense, a jury is said to pass upon the rights or issues in litigation before them. In the language of conveying, the term means to move from one point to another, to be transferred or conveyed from one owner to another. As in the phrase, the word heirs will pass the fee. To publish, utter, transfer, circulate, impose, fraudulently. This is the meaning of the word when the offense of passing counterfeit money or a forged paper is spoken of. Pass, utter, publish, and sell are in some respects convertible terms, and in a given case, pass may include utter, publish, and sell. The words uttering and passing used of notes do not necessarily import that they are transferred as genuine. The words include any delivery of a note to another for value when intent that it shall be put into circulation as money. Passing a paper is putting it off in payment or exchange. Uttering it is a declaration that it is good, with an intention to pass or an offer to pass it. This is why now we say that it's not really a travel document that they're presenting. It's a passport. Because that's what they're presenting it as, even though it says travel document on it. Because the fact that you bought it, and you already know if he got it in China, he got it for 5 notes or something. You already know if he's doing it in China, guaranteed he got it for 5, 20 notes tops. There's no way his startup to make that in China is more than 50 notes. So which is why you said Moore's Order of the Round Table, lesson number 14. Moorish Americans, Al-Moroccans, who have become conscious of the true history and hidden science culture in the Americas, Al-Moroccs, will usually become civically active and pursue their Moorish science and birthrights. For those who do, this information is key to bringing all parties to the law of the land, constitutions and treaties. With proper jurisdiction and proper venue, Moors, initiates, and doctors of law review these facts. CMB 3 copyright certificates referred to in this article have the following registration numbers. Certificate registration number AA77869, March 23, 1948, corresponding to the Moorish calendar year 1368, copyright owner C.M. Bay's Clock of Destiny, March 25, 1948, Moorish calendar 1368. Certificate registration number AA209316, March 31st, 1952, Moorish calendar 1372, Masonry, Astrology, and History and Geography, Clock of Destiny 2, a revised edition of a previously published book, Clock of Destiny 1. Certificate registration number AA222141, September 8th, 1952, 1372 Moorish calendar, Clock of Destiny, Moorish American nationality card of identification with Zodiac Constitution. This certificate, AA222141, is the focus of this civic examination, for it is without doubt affirming the political and civic relationship proper venue at law between the Moors, the Franks, and other foreign nations. Now, if CMB said in 1952, Clock of Destiny, Moorish American nationality card of identification, what they need MATD for? We need Moorish American travel document from some people who came yesterday. If CMB has been given nationality card since the 50s. And nationality card still going strong today because it's the same thing that Noble Drew Ali brought. And the card has already changed in Moore's pocket from the perspective of Noble Drew Ali said, the nationality card is going to change in your pocket. These Moors are going to use Noble Drew Ali's oral statements and try to say as if he's sanctioning them making that travel document. But nationality card is where it's at. And the nationality card, relative to the quote or the oral statement of Noble Drew Ali that your nationality card is going to change in your pocket, Moors did the game on that in the 1980s and 90s when they realized that if this is identification, then it's going to have the things relative to identification on it. Moors in the temple didn't want to do that. They want to stick with some paper card and say that that's your nationality card. And then Moors are being active with a piece of paper card, and these people looking at them like, what are you talking about? How's that your... Please stop the BS. Because they already transitioned out of the cards looking like that, or identification looking like just a piece of paper. Right? And then how they get Moors now is that they start pushing this thing about IDs, and then IDs having barcodes and whatever like that, so you can swipe and tap and do whatever. And then Moors see that, now they're putting barcode on their stuff. Which they just violated their own stuff. Right? Exactly. There's Moors who are active. There's Moors don't talk like they're supposed to talk, because they already know it's wasting their time. Because people don't want to know about their stuff. Like Moore said in the chat, travel 11 times on nationality card. You know what I mean? Stopped one time. So what's the big deal? Why do if CMB got it since 56, he's talking about, or 52, he's talking about nationality cards. Noble Drew Ali in 20s is talking about nationality cards. How are you telling me travel document 2020? What are you talking about? Where'd that come from? Some guy in China don't want to get a job, probably can't get a job or whatever. Can't do anything. So they figure rape the people. That's all these people. Somebody just sent me a message today about somebody talking about $5,000 for a conversation. And then these people are people who come from David Wynn Miller and all this truth language, semicolon. You see more doing this BS. They got, Cujo, semicolon, Adwo, hyphen, Bay, and all this crap, writing stuff in lowercase and all that. That's not birthrights at that point. That's not birthrights at that point. But we know that. Why? Because we study. And when you go to the law dictionary, and if they're saying that they're consulate or whatever, and then their people are consuls, if their individual is a consul, then we look up consul, tells you an officer of a commercial character. Why? Because remember, they're dealing with the pass and the port, and then take the finance from the people to give them the passport that they're saying is some legitimate Moorish whatever, when really they're exercising in a commercial realm. So because that's why they put stuff lowercase and all that. Right? And then for the other thing with these people who everybody wants to be a republic or something like that, the Roman law during the republic, they ain't no Roman. So where are we going? I thought we're Moorish American. How are we all these other stuff? Just like that. We weren't this stuff in 52 with CMB, whatever. We weren't doing this 90s with Moorish Paradigm and Moorish Order of the Round Table. We weren't doing this in 2000s with Washita or Aboriginal Indigenous claims or Great Seal. We didn't have these new things. And again, who are these people? Who are these people? How come I never seen you at a lecture or whatever? How come I never seen you in the chat in class? But you're the head of some whatever? I don't trust you. I don't even see you. I don't know who you are. I can't call you on the phone. We're looking at you funny. If I can reach out and touch, and you're not there, then you're playing some kind of games. I know you're playing games. I know for a fact that you're playing games. Because if a consul is an officer of a commercial character, then why would anybody want to be talking about consul and all that stuff? Why? And then why are you talking about consul, and why are you talking about consulate? Why you need that? It was no consulate when Great Seal was running stuff. Great Seal was the consulate. You know? Great Seal was the consulate. All right. The consulate was more Science Temple in Drew Ali's time. If you want to play like that, then why don't you just say what Noble Drew Ali brought? Because what he brought was the exact same thing these people are playing around like they're doing today. But there's no way I'm gonna have some stuff made by somebody in China when I'm here. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. And again, like we said, if that's the position, then that's the position for you and people in China who look like you. If you're playing Asiatic and we're Moors and all that, you ain't coming across no Atlantic Ocean getting some documents for some people. How? It doesn't even make sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Moors been had nationality card, exercising their rights. All of a sudden, we're not talking some 2, 5, whatever like that. Last year, people pop up. And again, we're putting the call out for all the people who, you know what I mean, if you traveled with it, then let's see your stamps. I don't know one stamp, because if you got it like that, if you got the document to go anywhere and all that stuff, then why are you playing around? Why are you still here? You haven't used that gun anywhere yet? Why haven't you used that gun anywhere? What's wrong? If that's what it is, show us the stamps. If you're going places like that. If you got any questions, put it in the chat. I got some time still. So, and again, you know, we're not telling people don't get whatever. If you want to go get stuff, go get it. It's your life. It's your birthrights. It's not mine. I know what I'm doing with mine. Right. But if you got it like that, then you should be giving this stuff away. If you got them stacked up like that, because remember, their commercial is a stack of those on a table in packages already. Now, did everybody, is that stuff that they're sending out, or is that stuff that's nameless? If that's stuff that's just nameless, If they're getting them in bulk like that, they're paying $5 for those. Right? Raping the people. Because they're going to complain about Great Seal. Oh, there's $50 for a nationality card with a Great Seal. You're not saying nothing about them. Yeah, because they've been saying 50 for the past how much ever years. You know, inflation and stuff like that on nationality card. It's been the same price for years. What am I complaining about? What if landlord said, hey, no more rent? Whatever you're paying right now, that's what it is. You're stuck with that, and that's what it is. For as long as you want to live here, that's just where it's at. You're trying to move somewhere? If the mortgage people came and they said, hey, the last payment that you made, that's going to be your last payment. Every payment now is that. And we'll clear you out in 5 payments. Their commercial is have the stuff stacked up on the table. Like DVDs. Wrapped in the plastic and all that. Are those what people already got and they're sending those out? Or are they showing their inventory? And if they're showing their inventory, then that means they're paying $5 for those. Because they're getting those in bulk like that. They were at least 5 high in their little ad. Get them now while they last and all this. You're talking about that's your birthright? People playing you in your face and you're just down with it? Then hey, be down with it. Do your thing. You know what I mean? We're just making the call out for anybody who's repping for some travel document or whatever. Show your stamps. You know, because the only thing that I know they stamp is a passport. The only thing that gets stamped is a passport. I don't care if they call it a travel document. That's a passport. And if China's giving you the permission to pass, then say that is China. Say China took over. They're running the world. We're here as Moors in this jurisdiction. And from what we hear over here, stuff's over. They're running stuff now. So if that's the case, then we're just letting everybody know that this is where the standard is now. So you have to get your stuff because China's taking over. And this is the only documentation that's going to work in 10 years. All right. That's something totally different than you trying to convince me about get your thing because mine doesn't work or whatever. Or the real one is what do you mean real one? The real ones didn't come yesterday. The real ones been here doing this work. So a just coming yesterday individual is definitely not going to be my head of whatever that I'm doing. So one of the things, when you're sending your questions, put it in all caps so we could distinguish from the comments for all the new people. But I got your question. You don't have to do it again. I'm just saying. So they put it in the chat, rvbaypublications.com. But rvbaypublications.com is not giving you the nationality card. You're going there to get information. how to obtain nationality card and where and all that is on that website. But that website isn't giving you a nationality card. That's a website for information, rvbaypublications.com. It's just information there. You go there, you get information. You get information about nationality cards. You get information about mortgage fraud. You get information about driver's license fraud. You get information about Moorish history. You get information about Noble Juali. You get information about health. You get information about whatever you want, spirituality, astrology. You go there for information. They also have information relative to national affairs and how people called Moors should be governing themselves. And in your studies there, you would find out the how and where. But this, being at this place in your mindset, is not about having some card because now you know you're a Moor, so you have this card that says you're a Moor. No, it's about knowing that. It's about being that, not that the card makes you that. So if you have the mentality that this is about some document, like we put up the post about the ad today, right? We put up the post about the ad that they have a sale because Black Friday and stuff like that. So they have a sale for the Moorish American travel documents, right? They have a sale going on. Get it now at whatever price, right? Somebody sent a message. Oh, I saw a thing about how do I get one? Right? Get one to do what? Like what? Why are you really proclaiming your nationality? Because there should be a reason, and there should be a legitimate reason as to why you're doing this. Like, why are you saying I'm a Moor? You got some tickets or something? You got child support? You got some situation going on? You just crashed somebody's car or something? You owe some thousands in debt? You like what is it that makes you want to be a Moor? And if you want to be a Moor to solve one of those issues that you're claiming that you have because somebody gave you some tickets or whatever, then you probably are going in the wrong direction. Because this information can be used to get you out of all that stuff, but it's not going to be because somebody sold you a paper for 10 grand. And this paper is what makes you be able to not have to pay a mortgage. And then you paid the 10 grand, and then you have this paper that now allows you to not pay the mortgage. And then you're looking at that as, I'm doing something because they didn't call me back and say that whatever. Right? Not realizing that you bought your birthright. Because the only use you have of your nationality is with regard to that situation. Because after that situation is done, you're not talking about you're Moor or nothing like that. You're going back to being Negro, black, colored. And all that finance that you saved from not paying the mortgage or whatever should be putting back to your nation. But nah, you're going to put that in your pocket and go in your selfish ways. Because somebody played you into thinking that, oh, this is just to get you out of stuff. Or you got immigration stuff, or proclaim your nationality. I know this guy over here, 5 grand, and then he'll get you your papers so you can be, oh yeah, I could do that, okay. Well, then they're going to go beg for money or empty their account or whatever like that, give these people finance to get some papers that do nothing. And even if it did do something, the fact that you bought it means that it's a commercial thing. So they have their little commercial arrangement or commercial language that they use that they'll be able to get a pass because it's a commercial thing. It's not birthrights. And if it's commercial, they should be upfront and tell you this is commercial. You don't gotta be playing around with people's birthright. Just let them know, yo, this is what we're doing. We're selling these things because we don't want to work or whatever like that. We can't find no jobs, but we know we can provide these identifications that's gonna work. We already talked to China. We got the picture with the Chinese delegate of the whatever. He's just holding it. You know what I mean? They flash his and say, hey, yeah, look, I got one or whatever too or whatever like that. He's just holding some stuff. And then they're using it like yeah, this is where it's at. All right, cool. That's great where it's at. But why is it that you're buying that? Because you can't tell me sale and then get it now because the price is about to go up and all that stuff and tell me that that's birthrights. There's no way. There's no way. It can't be birthrights. It's of a commercial character. Just like Consul tells you, an officer of a commercial character. Telling somebody 100, 300, 400, whatever, right? Giving them a receipt, and then they're using the receipt as an identification. And then somebody goes with it, and then they think they gotta win. When it's of a commercial character, you just went to commercial people. Why wouldn't they recognize it? They know what the commerce game is. They know what the commerce game is. Like we're talking about, you had a problem, you got whatever from whoever, you solved your problem using the birthright, but then after the problem solved, you go back to, you're not moving forward after you got the thing. You're still doing nigger stuff. Even though you use the Moorish whatever to get out of your situation, you turn right back around like Riza Islam. Use the Moorish stuff to get off your Medicare case or whatever. Use the Moorish nationality and birthrights to get out the case and not tell these people that they're Moors and all that. Muhammad Ali used the stuff to get out of the draft. But he did his time. He didn't get gag orders. How come nobody asked the question to Riza Islam? Hey, how do you beat your Medicare fraud stuff? How come nobody asked that stuff? How come Breakfast Club and asked him none of that stuff? How you beat the Medicare? Bro, you were in the news, you got arrested and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're out here, and then you're back to like nothing happened, and then nobody's not asking any questions? Nobody's asking questions. And then some conspiracy journalists are going to put out their little Scientology, NOI conspiracy stuff. Talk about the case. Talk about all the sovereign language that they were using in court and stuff like that, making the court shut down and all this. What sovereign thing you think they were using? Some European stuff? They're talking about that nationality and birthrights. And people have taken the birthright and made it as if it's commerce when it's not. And it just has to be told to the people, hey, this is commercial. Just so the people know that it's not birthrights. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be Walmart, do your thing. Ain't nobody mad. Just don't tell me, oh yeah, I got Walmart going on over here, but you could come to us and get some IDs and get some travel documents at the Walmart. Because, we can do this because, our jurisdiction and talking crazy. Stop it. Stop playing with the people. If your thing's commercial, say it's commercial and be done with it. You don't have to pretend. Just tell the people what it is. Because you're wasting people's time. Because they get these documents from these people who just came yesterday. They use them, they work, and then the people aren't doing anything after that relative to the whole point of saying I have a nationality card or a Moorish travel document or whatever. What are you saying that for if it's not to be that? You saying that just for the one time you wanted to go somewhere and that's it? After that stuff's in the drawer and you don't need to use that anymore, just like a passport? Well, that's your ID that you do everything with? Then where's the stuff for the children? You're going to go on vacation and stuff like that. You have something for the children going on? You have something for the mothers going on? You have something to try to assist our people out of mental slavery? Or you're just using your travel document just to parade around as if you're somebody? Taking pictures with certain prominent people holding your stuff as if you're doing something. So like we're saying, we've been around before Moorish American travel documents and Moorish consulates. We've been around before them. And we exercise enough stuff to know that we know where we're at. Now we know where the people need to be at. Anybody pulling up late after the boat left the dock, trying to make you think that their boat that they got is really where it's at and whatever. Hey, all right, do your thing. Do your thing. Because man finds himself where he can solve his problems best.